This is the plaintiff, Lorena R.C. She says she was making a three-point turn. The defendant, however, got impatient and tried to go around her, and kaboom! He hit her and knocked off her entire front bumper, cracking it in half. The guy agreed to take care of everything, said he was a mechanic, and he had her car in his shop for a month. She had no way of getting around, rented a car, and the defendant's responsible for reimbursing her, even though he refuses. That's why she's suing him here and now for the $545 she's owed. This is the defendant, Craig Scott. He says the defendant was the one who hit him, not the other way around. She lurched her car into drive after backing into a driveway, and she hit him. Her bumper was already cracked and dented, and this woman simply out to get someone to pay for her damaged car, regardless of who's at fault. He's accused of being in a real rush.
Lorena Arce, you are suing Craig Scott for $545 in rental car charges that you incurred as a result of an accident that you say was his fault. What happened?
Okay, so I was involved in the collision with Mr. Scott.
Tell me how it happened. Come on over here and show me on the board. That always helps because I'm having some difficulty based on the pleadings here. Pick a car you want to be.
This was me. He was coming from this direction.
Got it.
Okay.
And then move the cars and do what happened.
So basically, I went to park in front of my house.
Where's your house? Wait.
My house is like over here.
Okay.
All right. So I went to park in front of my house. I go like this. I see him approaching to my right. He slows down and stops.
Okay.
So I back up the second point of the turn.
Okay.
To then, pull into the spot in front of my house. But before I can pull in, when I backed up like this, he decides he can't wait any longer and tries to go around me. So right there, we collided.
Okay, so he's always in his own lane, going in the direction he should be going.
Well, actually, he was in the lane of the parked cars now. Because that's not really a lane. This is where you're supposed to be parked.
There were no cars parked there at all?
Yeah, there was nobody there at the time. But this is where,
Why don't you just go around the block and come the right way instead of making a U-turn in the middle of the street?
Well, as far as I understand, it's legal to make three-point turns.
You're in the middle of the street. I mean, he's the oncoming traffic.
But
what ended up happening? What's going? Let me hear your version of it. Go ahead and come back. I'll come back to you in a second. Come on up here. What happened?
As I'm coming down the road, as you see, her car's almost in turn this way. My car's coming down the road this way. I stopped right here. So I see the car still backing up. I was like, okay, I have enough time to keep going straight. As my car, now if you're looking forward, even if you're going backward or forward, if you look forward, my rear quarter panel is already getting past her car already.
Okay, now she says that you were driving in the parking lane in order to get around her.
Exactly.
Now, is that true or not true?
No, because the car had enough room where I could still go straight across.
So according to you, you're going straight across.
I'm going straight across.
Okay.
I moved over. When it happened, I automatically moved over.
Okay.
I look outside, the bumper basically cracked in half.
Your bumper?
Her bumper.
Her bumper.
I drive a Crown Victoria.
And they're what, indestructible?
You couldn't crack that car.
Okay, there's a reason the cops drive it. All right, go ahead and go back. So now, you two, you both get out of the car, and what happened?
So basically, I tell him, I was like, what are you doing? He was like, I thought you were backing up. I was like, yes, I was backing up to pull into this spot, to pull into this parking spot. And he was like,
what were you doing, though? Let me ask you a question. What were you doing? You seem so clear that you're in the right, and I'm a little bit shocked. What were you doing? If you were looking straight ahead, you'd have seen that the car was going down the path and that you could wait. Why didn't you? Were you looking behind you?
No, that's what I'm saying. He slowed down and stopped because he saw...
Why didn't you see that he had continued driving and he was in front of you? You hit him on the... Is it correct that you hit him, that where the collision is on the back right quarter panel?
Yeah.
What time of the night was this, or day?
This was like about 8 to 9 o'clock at night.
At night. Was it dark out?
Yeah.
Okay, so what discussion do the two of you have? Because just when you don't think it could get more interesting.
Okay, so we're going to do a driving test here. When are you allowed to make a three-point turn?
Only when there's no cars within 100 meters either direction.
First of all, nobody in the United States measures anything by meters, okay? So I'm not buying what you're saying. What do you think?
100 yards?
Are you guessing?
Yeah.
Anybody have any idea? I mean, who passed a driver's test here? Okay, well, when can you make a three-point turn? I'm the DMV.
I'm saying everywhere.
And you guys got licenses? Seriously? Meters? Going inside the courtroom.
So when I asked him, I was like, so what are you going to do? Are you going to take care of this? And he said yes. So he agreed to take responsibility for the damages to my vehicle. Obviously, he felt that he was in the wrong.
Okay, and you actually had him sign something, right?
Yes, I have.
May I see what you had him
Yes.
sign?
This we just wrote up right then and there on some paper that he had in his vehicle and a marker. That's all we had.
I, Craig Scott, agree to take full responsibility for the damages to Lorena Arce's vehicle. How come you were taking full responsibility?
For the damages done, because I had to pick
Yeah,
up my sister at the time.
No, you were taking full responsibility for, like, you know, world hunger. I know it's for the
Yes, but for,
if you're so in the right and you weren't traveling in the parking lane and you weren't, what made you think you were wrong?
Thing was, I had to go pick up my little sister at that time.
You were in a hurry?
Not really in a hurry, no, because I still had time. I just wanted to pick her up and get her home. I just wanted to pick her up and get her home.
So you
But I wasn't traveling
confessed
fast.
responsibility for the damages because you were
I know the police
in a
department takes a
sorta
long
hurry,
time.
Not a real big hurry,
No,
but a little
'cause
bit of.
I didn't want to make a small issue a big issue. Have to get the police involved.
Well, apparently you want to make it a big issue now because she wants $545 in rental fees. Can I see your rental receipt?
Yes.
Because this case is not about the car damage. You had the car repaired, correct?
Yes,
How much did you pay to get the car repaired?
200.
Okay, how come? Who do you know?
It's a body shop that the family uses.
Okay, so they're friends of yours.
Yes.
And this is also.
How many
bank
weeks do you
statement.
say you rented a car?
4 weeks.
Because it took 4 weeks to get all this. Is it accurate that it took 4 weeks?
No,
How many weeks did it take?
I would say two weeks.
Okay. Do
Not
you
at all.
have something from the place that put her bumper on that I can see the date on?
They didn't date this receipt. That's
Ain't that some? Wow. Okay, so what you're saying is that I just agreed to cover the damages to the car.
Yes.
I didn't agree to cover a rental car.
Yes.
But wouldn't this be a damage to her vehicle? Every day when a court awards rental, that's part of it. You did damage to her vehicle and she's out a certain amount of money. And so why should she be out that money if it wasn't her fault? I'm not so clear as you were that day that it wasn't her fault, as well as your fault. It cannot be that you are totally blameless because you'd have to be an insane person to be blameless and write this like you wrote. So there has to be, as usual, that version, and something in the middle that looks closer to what actually happened. And that's what's giving me some concern. I don't see why you should be able to make a U-turn to park. You need to go through the trouble of going down to the other street and going around the block, but you're lazy, like the rest of us, and you want to just go ahead and make your little U-turn and park faster.
I normally
You
do.
can't do that. Come on. You know you can't do that. Or maybe he should have waited, especially if you were at a full stop. If I see somebody pulling some crazy maneuver in the middle of the road, I'm not moving until they are done and settled, because I am afraid of that person. So that might be just food for thought for the future. That doesn't exclude your responsibility in the accident. You got some responsibility too. How much did you end up paying to fix her car?
200. 200 for the front bumper. and
200 totally? That's it? Nothing else? Just 200?
grill. 200.
Okay. I find that the accident was 75% your fault and 25% his fault. And that means that he would end up having to pay a total of $186, which he's already paid $200, so we're calling it a day. That's my verdict. Okay, that means that you have to pay 3/4 of the damages, and 3/4 of the damages would end up being very close to what the rental car was. Good luck, folks.
The judge rules that this accident was 75% the fault of the plaintiff. So come on in here. You only collect 25% of what you sued for. Were you surprised by that?
Yes, I am.
Why, you don't think it was your fault? You don't take any responsibility for the
Well,
accident?
not-
Judge said 75% of it is your fault.
That's her opinion. I feel differently. And he obviously, like she said, signed the contract taking full responsibility for the damages to my vehicle, so he obviously felt at fault for the accident.
All right, right down there, okay? All right, so come on in here. You're 25%. What'd you sign that document at the scene for?
Well, like I said before, to wait around for the police to come, me have to pick up my little sister. It was much easier for me with a big heart, as I do have this sign that, you know what, I will fix your car. But then when the rent-a-car came up, I was like, there's no way that's
So
possible.
you go around 200 or something like that? That's no problem for you, 200? You'll dole that out.
That's if, you know, if I'm involved and I really feel like it's my fault or your fault. But at that case, I really didn't want to make a big scene out of a small little bumper. Really, the bumper just blew off as soon as she hit me.
Okay, Harvey.
Okay, so it varies from state to state, but in a lot of states, you're allowed to make a three-point turn in a residential area, but not in a business area, unless the sign in the business area says you can't. Secondly, even if you're in the right, if you have the right of way and everything's going your way, if you have the ability to avoid an accident and somebody else is coming at you, but you can avoid it and you don't, you're going to be responsible along with the other person. Even if you can go to the judge and say, look, I did everything right, I had the right of way. If you can avoid an accident, you have an absolute legal obligation to do it.